Welcome to classes by Inspire Physics. Today we are going to see alternating current applied to a pure capacitor. We have a capacitor of capacitance C across which we connect an alternating source of EMF. So across the plates of the capacitor we have an alternating source. So the charging and discharging of the capacitor takes place continuously with a change in polarity. Okay, if first plate is at a moment it is positive and the second half cycle it will be negative. So alternately it will charge and discharge. Discharging and charging of the capacitor takes place. Okay, so that's what happens when we connect an alternating current across a capacitor. Now we will see what happens to the alternating current. What will be the equation of the alternating current compared to the equation of alternating EMF which we apply. Okay, so we have a circuit diagram first. We can draw a circuit diagram with a capacitor. Capacitor is having a capacitance C across which we connect an alternating EMF. The voltage of the EMF is V is equal to Vm sin omega t. And there will be current, alternating current that we need to find out. What's the equation? C is the capacitance of the capacitor. And it's the variation of the alternating voltage which we connect, sin omega t. So when omega t value is 0, sin 0, we have voltage 0. When omega t is pi by 2, sin 90, sin 90 is equal to 1, we have maximum voltage. So this voltage going on to varying like this. When v is equal to, when omega t is equal to pi, sin 180 will be 0, voltage will be 0. Again when it is equal to 3 pi by 2, sin 3 pi by 2 is minus 1. So we will get minus Vm. These are the peak values. Vm is a peak value of the applied alternating voltage. Okay, so we have the alternating voltage and corresponding graphical representation. Now we know that when C is a capacitance, if V is a voltage applied, we know that Q is equal to CV. Charge in the capacitor is equal to C into V, or V is equal to Q by C. Okay, for the closed network by Kirchhoff's law we have Q by C. Q by C is a charge. Q by C is equal to charge by capacitor voltage. It will be equal to the voltage applied. That is Vm sin omega t. Okay. Now we can write Q is equal to cross multiplying C into Vm sin omega t. This is the instantaneous charge in the capacitor. Now we need to get current from this. What we need to differentiate. So when you differentiate dq with respect to time, dq by dt. Here also we need to differentiate. C is kept constant. We can say C into V. We can say Vm divided by 1 by C. That is C into Vm. Then we need to differentiate d by dt of what? Sin omega t. Sin omega t. Okay. Now dq by dt is current. Current I is equal to, when you differentiate sin omega t, we will get an omega. We need to multiply separately. So omega is multiplied here. This omega you can take along with the C. What we will write? Vm by 1 by omega c. See, actually omega is actually multiplied here just like C. How did you express C? We are taken in denominator as 1 by C. Similarly omega also we can take denominator as 1 by omega, combining 1 by omega c. What is d by dt of sin omega t? It is cos omega t. Okay. Considering the constant of integration 0, we have I is equal to Vm by 1 by omega c cos omega t. We know that cos omega t is equal to sin omega t plus pi by 2. So I is equal, I can write I is equal to, this will be Im. Instantaneous value current. Vm by 1 by omega c is Im. Cos omega t means sin omega t plus pi by 2. Sin omega t plus pi by 2. Or sin 90 plus theta is cos theta. And now what is Im? Im is the peak value of current is equal to peak value of voltage by some resistance. Now this resistance is represented by 1 by omega c. I can say 1 by omega c is represented as XC. We can call XC. What is XC? It is called capacitive reactance. Capacitive reactance. What is capacitive reactance? It is the opposition provided by the capacitor for the alternating current. For the alternating current, there should be some opposition provided by the capacitor. This capacitor, this opposition is called capacitive reactance, and equation is 1 by omega c. Okay, so this is the equation of capacitive reactance. And the SI unit of capacitive reactance will be ohm. because it has the same unit as that of resistance. So ohm will be the SI unit of capacitive reactance, and we have got equation also. Now when you compare the equations for voltage and current, what we can see is that the current is in front, it is plus pi by 2. It is leading an angle pi by 2 with respect to voltage. I can say current leads voltage. Current leads voltage by pi by 2. So current is leading by pi by 2. Okay, so we can see current leads voltage by pi by 2. Now we can complete this waveform. We have got only the waveform of voltage. Now we need to find the voltage waveform of current. See, at a value pi omega t 0. When omega t is equal to 0, when omega t is equal to 0, we will have I is equal to Im sin pi by 2. What is sin pi by 2? Sin 90 is equal to 1. Okay, sin 90 will be 1. So, what is the current? The current is equal to Im, maximum value of current. So, at this time, we have maximum value of current here. When omega t is equal to pi by 2, what is the value? I is equal to Im sin pi by 2 plus pi by 2. It is pi. Sin pi will have value 0. So, it will decrease. So, current will be 0. This will be the value of current. Okay. So, the current decreases like this. This is a variation of current. Now, at a value pi plus pi by 2 is 3 pi by 2. And sin 3 pi by 2 is minus 1. So, I is equal to minus Im. The current becomes negative at an angle pi. So, this will be the value of current. Okay, we can complete that graph like this. Now, at a value 3 pi by 2. 3 pi by 2 plus pi by 2 is actually 2 pi. And sin 2 pi having a value 0. So, I will be 0. Im into 0. So, now what happened? 3 pi by 2. The current value decreases to 0. This is the current. One more we can consider at an angle 3 pi by 2. Sorry, at an angle 2 pi. We can add a 2 pi plus pi by 2. 2 pi plus pi by 2 will be, when you find the sign value, it will be plus 1. What will be the current? Positive Im. So, current will be maximum. See, we can represent here. Okay. This will be the current, variation of the current. Now, to distinguish, we can just represent by dotted lines. So, the dotted curve is representing what? Instantaneous current. Okay. So, this is current. Instantaneous current, variation instantaneous current, and this is instantaneous voltage. So, Im is the peak value of current, positive Im and negative Im, and these are the peak values of instantaneous applied voltage. Now, we need a phasor diagram. Now, in phasors, we can represent the voltage and current. How can we represent? See, first we will draw the voltage. See, this is a voltage representation, instantaneous voltage. The length of the phasor will be peak value of the voltage. What is the peak value? Vm. So, this length will be Vm. Now, we have an angle omega t. See, we actually have a anti-clockwise rotation. So, we rotate like this. Now, this is the voltage. Okay, at an angle omega t with respect to this horizontal line. Now, what about the current? We know current is leading by... One more thing, I will just draw the projection also. The projection will be equal to... See, Vm, it is equal to Vm sin omega t. So, this projection is equal to what? This is equal to V. What is V? V is equal to, we can represent like this, V is equal to Vm sin omega t. So, this projection is having a length Vm sin omega t. Now, what about the current? Current is leading by pi by 2. So, it is rotating anti-clockwise direction. We need to take pi by 2 in forward direction. Now we can draw somewhere here. This will be the vector. Okay, this will be the vector corresponding to current. Now here also we will make the projection. This projection, see, I'll just represent by like this. This projection from here to here will be the current. Okay, what is the equation of current? Current I is equal to this leading, that is Im sin omega t plus pi by 2. This will be the current. So this projection is, this length is representing current and this is the voltage. Here what we can see, the current is leading voltage by pi by 2. So anti-clockwise rotation, current is in front and voltage is behind. So current is leading voltage by pi by 2. Okay. So that's about our alternating current applied to a pure capacitor. Current is leading voltage by pi by 2. Now we can represent this capacitive reactance with the frequency. What happens when we increase the frequency of the applied voltage EMF, alternating EMF? This is XC. What is XC? X is equal to 1 by omega. So we know that when omega increases, what is omega? Omega is 2 pi f. When f increases, omega increases. When omega increases, XC decreases. So the shape will be like this. This will be the shape. Okay, it will decrease like this. Variation of capacitive reactance with the applied frequency of the applied alternating source. Okay, so we have got an important relation called capacitive reactance. It is opposition provided by the capacitor for the alternating current, and we have seen the waveforms. Then we have seen the phasor diagram. This is the phasor for voltage, and this is for current. And the length of this phasor is instantaneous voltage. Length of this phasor is instantaneous current. And these are the projections. Actually, we can say they are just like components. This will be the instantaneous voltage, and this is instantaneous current. And it is represented here. The longest line means this length is indicating Vm sin omega t, and the shorter one is indicating Im sin omega t plus pi by 2. Okay, so that's about a alternating current applied to a pure capacitor. Okay, thank you.